edition of EU Matters, your home of European information.
Considering an upcoming European election and a possible referendum on the UK's future within the European Union, we have asked Southampton University students to conduct a research investigating young people's opinion about the European Union. In the light of these upcoming events, it is very important to investigate whether or not young people will be able to make an informed choice about these matters, and whether or not education has had any impact on their knowledge.
The students' research has been inconclusive to whether or not young people are interested in the European Union. It is, however, important to note that 40% of young adults said that they were favourable to the European Union.
We caught up with some of the individuals targeted by the survey.
No, I don't really know that much about the EU, to be honest. I didn't really study about it that much in school. We had a few lessons, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'm quite passionate about matters regarding the European Union. We actually had a politics course in high school. Well, we did several hours on the EU.
We also spoke with a concerned parent and sought their views on the issues. A bit scared about your children not knowing enough about the EU?
Well, personally, I think so. I've always wanted them to have a foundation in the EU so that they're able to, get the jobs and stuff that they have out there. They have a lot of jobs that, you can move more freely when you're inside the EU. But when you don't, and they don't know that much about it, they don't get taught enough in schools. I think that's the major problem. That's my major worry, because I think if they don't know about it, how will they be involved more in politics?
So teaching EU politics at school is very important to you?
Yeah, I think so. I think we really need to get grips with this and ensure that kids at least know what they're voting for.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr.
Thank
Lewis.
you.
I'm here in the Hartley Library, where I've been joined by Jack Beckett, who's part of our research team. Hello.
Hi.
So I understand that you have surveyed young people over the age of 16?
Yes, we've asked people in school and those who have just left and are in their first year at uni. And we've had over 100 responses so far, which is good considering the survey has only been out for a few days.
How about schools? Have you heard from schools?
No, schools disappointingly have shown very little interest, and only 2 have replied to our survey, which I think reflects on the nature of the education about the EU at the moment.
Yeah, that's really sad. So it seems that with your response rate, students are quite interested in the EU, but do you think they get enough information at school?
No, currently the curriculum has one very vague mention of Europe, which is tied into a short sentence which also mentions several other things such as the Commonwealth and other global groups. There is really no specific education required by the curriculum.
So it's really difficult for students to access unbiased data?
Yes, lots of websites out there are biased, whether they're party political websites or from an unreliable news source or a reliable news source with an agenda. But improving the national curriculum regarding the EU would help greatly in students having access to unbiased data and information.
Do students who have had politics at school know more about the EU than others?
Yes, we found that students who have had 6 hours or more of EU-related education in a year tend to have a much higher level of interest in the EU and have a much higher level of knowledge as well.
So that's really interesting. Do you think there should be compulsory classes about the EU then?
Yes, it should be a key part of the national curriculum.
So maybe start a little bit earlier than 16 so you can interest them in the EU?
Perhaps yes, starting off lightly, including a significant amount of detail for later years.
Okay, so thank you very much. That was very helpful, and I hope you have a lovely evening.
Thank you, you too.
We hope we have answered some of your questions about the European Union tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!
Mr. Nahasapina Pat. Is this right? No. It's Mr. Nahasapina Pat.
I'm sorry.
Just call me Bob.
Hey, sorry, would you mind answering?
That wasn't the question we asked before.
No.
Oh, God.
I know how annoyed you are right now because this never happened. It's good. I have to do this. I'm good at this. I'm good at this. Good.
Right, some ducks just died.
There.